Hey there everybody, on YouTube Land, it's LordBear90 coming at you with part 4 of my video series for Bruticus. This time I'm covering Transformers Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Vortex. As you can see, he's obviously a Cybertronian helicopter, which very closely resembles an Earth helicopter, at least in my opinion. I mean, it's very futuristic looking, but it looks very close to his Earth counterpart, at least in my opinion. He's got 4 rotating blades on the top of the helicopter. He doesn't, unfortunately, he doesn't have a rear rotor like an actual helicopter would, but I'm guessing he could sort of classify as, I guess, a stealth helicopter. I don't know. I'm not into the military stuff. I don't really care about military, so I don't really know. His accessories are these 2 bright yellow bladed swords that store on the side of the vehicle mode. Let me go ahead and show these off. The reason why I'm going to personally show these off is because I am a very big fan of swords in general, whether it's real life, a movie, or Transformers in general. And I really like the Transformers that hold weapons and use weapons, especially the ones in the video game, because most of them will carry a melee weapon of some sort, whether it's a club, a sword, an axe, whatever character you have. If it's a melee weapon, I like it, especially if it's a sword. And as you can see, Vortex's swords are beautifully detailed, and the paint job really brings the details out a whole lot, especially on the blades. And as you can tell, on the back of the blades are 2 barrels, which are basically, this can be used as either a set of twin swords or a set of twin blasters. I like to have him using them as swords. The only time this will ever be blasters is when it's combined for Bruticus's Super Omega Autobots are basically scrap super gun, basically. Now, to set them aside, bring Vortex back into the picture, I don't know why, but the cockpit with the gun reminds me of a bird, specifically a hummingbird. Most people say he looks like a bug, but to me, he looks like a hummingbird. I don't know why, but that's kind of what his helicopter mode reminds me of, because of the way the windows are designed and the way that the gun sticks out. It sticks out like a bird's beak, which is kind of cool. Now, to transform him into robot mode, split the legs, or the cockpit, which will become the legs, rotate them down, rotate the gun inside, rotate the leg down, take the landing gear. I have to be very careful on mine because the hinges are showing stretch marks on both sides, which kind of worries me, but they haven't snapped off yet. But anyway, there's his legs pretty much done. Next, you take the blades, fold them together to give him a double bladed look rather than a quadruple bladed look. Split this entire section where it opens all of this up, rotate the waist all the way around where it's facing forward. The arms can be a bit confusing, but once you figure them out, they're not that difficult. You just unfold them to whichever direction that you think they're supposed to go. Especially the left arm, because of the blades attached to the arm, it's especially confusing after a while, at first, but after a while, once you get used to it, it's really easy to figure out. Tab all of this into place, get it all situated. Next, you take the tail of the helicopter, bring it all the way back, and bring this section forward, and rotate the head down. Get everything adjusted. Give him his swords in each of his hands. And here you have Transformers Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Vortex in his robot mode. He is, without a doubt, the most vibrant in terms of color scheme of all of the Combaticons. Mostly because in vehicle mode, all you mostly see is red and black. The only purple you would see is the helicopter blades. In robot mode, the opposite is true. You only see a little bit of red, specifically in his legs, his arms, and in his back. But most of it is purple for the knees, for the groin skirt guard thing. About 90% of his chest is purple with some red and yellow highlights, a black middle section, a purple head with a yellow eye visor, a red mouth guard, purple highlights for the arms, and obviously purple and yellow for the swords. He is, as far as robot mode, my second favorite. My third favorite would be Swindle, or actually my first favorite would be Swindle, and my third favorite in terms of robot mode would be probably Onslaught. I know when I'm listing off my favorites, I don't go in chronological order, but I don't care. This is my video. I do what I want. Anyway, like I said, there's really not much to say about Vortex here. His head really does look like the original G1 Vortex's head, just more updated. And I actually can vouch for this because like I said, in the past, I have watched a lot of G1 Bruticus reviews, and a lot of the better reviews actually show the heads of each individual character in crystal clear quality. So I can tell for a fact that this guy's head looks a lot like the original G1 Vortex's head. Just a little bit better because of better technology and better sculpting. Now, to transform Vortex into his limb mode, he forms the left arm. Specifically, what you want to do is remove the swords. And again, just like Brawl and Swindle, you have to transform him almost all the way back into helicopter mode. Rotate this all the way up. Rotate the arms. First, I want to rotate the waist around. That way I can put the arms back into place. Like I said, his left arm is the most confusing because of the blade situation. But once you get it figured out, it's really not that difficult to do. Rotate that back. Rotate the landing gear out. Rotate the cockpit back. Rotate this one halfway. You only rotate this one halfway because on the inside, instead of the gun like on this side, there's a hand in here. You flip that out, then rotate this back into place. Take the entire cockpit section, snap it down, and pull it all the way out. Tab it into place where it looks like this. Then push the cockpit back together. Rotate this entire section. Bend it at the elbow. Take the visible connector bit right here and rotate it 90 degrees down. And here you have Transformers Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Vortex in his left arm mode. Basically, he is a helicopter folded up, for the most part. Some people will display, when they have Bruticus combined, they will display him with Vortex's blades closed like, closed like this. But I like to do it like the G1 version, have the blades opened. At least when I display him off of a shelf. When he's on a shelf against the wall, I have to keep it closed like this. Otherwise, Blastoff or Bruticus is basically leaning forward a little bit, and his balance is very iffy. But that's it for Vortex. My fifth video will be obviously Blastoff.